day, everybody. It's a beautiful day, and we want to thank God for another opportunity He's given us tonight to meet together as we, after a long while, that we have not that we have gone on here because of programs in Kingdom Arena, that we have not been able to actually do Awaken the Leadership in You. But it's my joy tonight to be joining you and you joining us here in Kingdom Arena, Luton, United Kingdom. Thank you for those of you who are online on Facebook and on YouTube as you join us tonight as we look at another book. Now, it was cash flow quadrant we were doing before we came into the new year. We actually started that. However, we had to leave that for us to begin to walk in tandem with the theme of the month here in Kingdom Arena. And so today, being the first of Awaken the Leadership in You broadcast for this month, we are only going to have about 3, I reckon. This 11th day, the 18th day, and the 25th day of this month are the only 3 days or 3 Fridays in this month that we will be able to cover the book. Remember, this is about spiritual, this is about mental empowerment here in Kingdom Arena. And what we'll be looking at a book that is called Grit by Duckworth, by Angela Duckworth. Angela Duckworth wrote a book which closely aligns with the theme of this month in Kingdom Arena. Okay, let me keep you abreast of the change. The change is that we're not just going to be using any book anymore. We're not going to be summarizing any book anymore. We will be looking for any book of mental empowerment that closely aligns with the theme of the month. Like this month now, this is the month of pursuit of God. Now, as much as that there is a spiritual drive that we will encourage during the empowerment hour and during the Sunday services this month towards pursuit of God. When we're looking at the mental empowerment during the Awaken the Leadership in You this month, we'll be looking at a book that we can summarize, or that has been summarized, that we can use. Like all the books we've been using, they are books that we have bought their summaries, and therefore it's easier for us to be able to use the cogent points of those books to be the driving arrowhead for teaching for the month concerned. So this month, because we are talking about the pursuit of God and also seeking or chasing after God, or in actual fact, we have to use that because we are a spiritual house of God, but we live in a natural world whereby our mental cognition, our mental ability and agility is much needed. In actual fact, it is true that we relate with one another. So we got to also know how to have to be mentally empowered when it comes to Friday teaching. And so the book we are focusing on this month is called Grit and is written by Angela Duckworth, which we are going to start to look at. This is just 6 minutes after 7 here in the UK. I'm going to start to show you the slide of the book, and through that you will be able, and will engage ourselves in talking as we look at the book. And so Awaken the Leadership in You comes back today, the 11th of March 2022, and the book that we are talking about is Grit. In actual fact, may I also encourage you, if you can go to www.angeladuckworth.com, you'll be able to see the book there. and you'll be able to see the face of Angela. She's a professor of psychology, and she has been trained largely in various schools, and these are Ivy League schools, Rossi School. In actual fact, let me just quickly read a profile to you so you can know that we are in good hands when it comes to mental acquisition tonight, or mental skills. This is part of our functional, this is part of our way of increasing the functional competencies in your life, or enabling, empowering, equipping, and enriching you to be able to play your game well in life. Now, we are tapping into the best of the best that is there. In fact, she has a TED Talk recording that I listened to this evening, and you know what the book she's written is based on research. She was a research student for many years to come to before she wrote this book. So we're looking at Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. Now, briefly, let me give you the profile of Angela Duckworth. Angela Duckworth is a professor of psychology at the University of Pennsylvania. She's a graduate of Oxford University. Oxford University is a Russell League school in the United Kingdom. It's among the top. Cambridge, Oxford, York, all those ones, they are, they're Ivy League school. They are Russell League schools, which means top range. Now, Harvard University is an Ivy League, and I'm not sure whether University of Pennsylvania, Washington is part of it or so, if I'm right now. If Pennsylvania is, I think it's in Washington, I reckon. So, Washington State. She also worked previously as McKinsey management consultant and as a middle school and high school maths teacher. Anybody who teaches maths, you should give kudos to them. And especially when you teach maths in high school and for A levels as well. So she's the founder and scientific director of the Character Lab. Now that name is revealing. Character Lab, a non-profit which is focused on advancing the science and practice of character development. I like that. I like that the focus is not so much on skills, because skills are not enough. So, character are the backbones of skills enhancement, or skills acquisition, or skills practice. Angela Duckworth has consulted with the White House, the World Bank, NBA, NFL teams, and Fortune 500 CEOs. And so you can get to know more about her and her work, charitable work, by going to angeladuckworth.com. angeladuckworth.com. It will bless you, because sometimes you got to have to know the who before you know the what. So when you understand the profile of a writer, then you can know and get to know their story. You will get to know why they wrote what they wrote. If you go to TED Talk, and in TED Talk database, or TED Talk repository library, whereby you see all the TED Talk broadcasts, and type in Angela Duckworth, you'll be able to hear her. Okay, now I need to take that one off. Now, the first thing we are going to look at tonight is to look at the main idea of the book. What's the main idea of the book? The main idea of the book is that the secret to outstanding achievement is never talent alone. Remember, this is the pursuit. This is the month of pursuit. Now we can say the pursuit of God. The pursuit of God also has a walking cloth dimension to it. And the walking cloth dimension to it is the engagement of our mental faculty to do things. Now, this is why talent comes in. Talent here, this book is saying talent is not enough. Never alone and never enough. Instead, achievers. So if you are pursuing to achieve what you set up to do in January, and you have planned to do it, you have strategized it in February, and now it's now to put into work and begin to. Now this is quarter one in financial diary, annual financial diary of any corporate organization. We're in quarter one. the first 3 months. So now in quarter one, if you have not done anything in first month, second month, this third month, which is the boundary for quarter one, the end boundary for quarter one, you should be doing something right now. But here, Angela is making you and I to understand that the secret to our standing achievement of purpose, a standing planning to achieve a purpose, is never about talent. It's not about skills alone. Instead, he's saying achievers have grit. In other words, another word you can use for grit is tenacity. Achievers have something that is called doggedness. In actual fact, I would encourage you to go and listen to our TED Talk for her to see what led to this book, while she was teaching 7th graders in New York when she was 27 years old, and she came to realize some things. And you see, it says achiever have grit, that is a passion to achieve a specific high-level goal, and also the perseverance to follow through until that goal is achieved. So 2 key words are what we are going to focus for the next 3 weeks, including today, next Fridays, including today. We're going to be looking at how grit is expressed through passion and perseverance. It's not enough to have passion, neither is it enough to have talent. There has to be grit, there has to be tenacity, there has to be a 24-hour a day habit cultivated in the pursuit of fulfilling your passion, in fulfilling your goal, in fulfilling your purpose. So the perseverance, the passion and the perseverance to follow through until that goal is achieved is what grit is all about. So we're going to define, in actual fact, the book has been well summarized for us into 3 sections, whereby the first one is what is grit and why does it matter. So we are looking at grit is the power to refuse to give in until you extract every last ounce of your true potential. So potential is not anything if it doesn't become a reality. So your dream to want to achieve is not a dream, it's only a fantasy if you don't put action to it. The action must be something motivated by passion and ability to follow through the action or the aim. So grit is a special blend of passion and perseverance which powers winners to keep going after early setbacks, multiple roadblocks, and loads of wrong turns. And guess what? You're going to have a lot of that even this year as you seek to pursue your goal, as you seek to pursue your purpose and fulfill it. So what matters in life the most is not talent, it's how much grit you have. In actual fact, when I listen to a TED Talk again by this author, and you know the beauty that I love about this Awaken the Leadership in You is that you are able to research on the internet to be able to know the profile, the life story, because the life story of each author is what gives context to what they have written. And when you understand the context, most times the context stays with you, makes you to understand how the book fits into the setting of their lives, and now their life stories now become your story in the sense that you're learning from them. And in actual fact, stories are the only ways by which lessons are imparted to us. That's why Jesus tells stories a lot. He said there was nothing he said to them without speaking to them in parables. He said everything about it. He said, if you understand this particular parable, you will understand the kingdom of God. In other words, God gives us insight into his kingdom through the windows of parables. And when you talk about parables, you're talking about stories. We are all storytellers. And God wants us to be able to know your story and be able to tell your story. But it also even takes grit to be able to sit down and say, what is the story of my life? What is the context of my operation as it is at the moment? Remember, what matters in life the most is not talent. It is how much grit you have to back up your talent. Now, let me go on further. The simple fact is talent alone can never explain achievement. Oh, he is skillful, he is gifted, oh, he's very good. I remember back in the secondary school days, over 30 years ago, that some of our classmates who are brilliant, who didn't put hours into study, they didn't get good grades, even though they were brilliant. But some of the students that are not that brilliant, they put hours into study to the point that you wonder that, what are you sitting for? You only wanted to do O levels. You only wanted to do your GCSE. Why are you putting in so many hours? Now, but guess what? It paid off. Because you see, through the putting in of hours, they have cultivated habits of perseverance, habits of doggedness, habits of tenacity, until they can crack the mystery of whatever it is they were studying, whatever subject they were studying. So yeah, talent is really more of a measure of how quickly your skills will improve if you invest effort. Some of us are quick learners. We pick things up so quick. Some are slow learners. But are we better than them? No. We are just different. However, the quick learners tend to be more of a lazy bunker. They tend to be lazy bunkers. They tend to be lazy bones, in that they know they can pick things up quickly, and so they don't give much time to it. But slow learners know it will take them what somebody who is a quick learner is getting in 2 hours. Yes, it may take 6 hours. So they will start earlier and do things. But the one that knows is a quick learner may not even do it in 2 hours, may say in 30 minutes. And sometimes they drop the ball. They don't get the fullness of what they're supposed to get because they are procrastinators. They depend on talent. Now, what this book is trying to tell us is this: whatever skills you have, whatever thing you want to do, you want to achieve, whatever purpose you are expending your energy to do, you must not only just rely on your talent. You must not only just rely on your talent. You must have character development, character of being passionate, character of being persevering. So achievement only happens when you are paid the price. Remember, paying the price. Paying the price involves putting in the hours, in effort to acquire a skill and then learn to use that skill purposefully. Oh, I just love this book. I love it because it aligns perfectly with what the theme of this month is for us here in Kingdom Arena Luton. So, what you achieve depends on talent and the effort you put in to fine-tune that talent. You see, most things that God gives to us, not only most things, everything that God gives it to us, He gives it to us in the raw form. That's His gift to us. Our gift back to Him is to develop and add values to it and offer it back as service to Him, as service to humanity. When we serve humanity, we are serving God. So what talent, what purpose, what dream, what vision, what abilities, what skills have you got that you are using, that you need to use to achieve your purpose? Please combine it with perseverance. Now, in other words, when we're talking about talent is not enough, grit is needed. And grit is defined by passion and perseverance. That is tenacity. Because passion is the sustainable motivation, but grit is the driving force. The driving force that keeps you going. Perseverance keeps you going. You are like a horse galloping and not tired. So, without effort, talent counts for little. It counts for nothing. Talent reflects your potential. If you don't put in the effort, your skills are nothing more than what you could have done but didn't. that hits below the belt. Your skills are nothing more than what you could have done but didn't. Effort makes your skills productive. I like that. So you will see when I show you some diagram later on that effort makes your skills productive. The harder you work, the more you will accomplish, irrespective of your original skill levels. Wow. So being hardworking pays. Being diligent pays. That's what pursuing your goal diligently pays. Being tenacious pays. Being dogged pays. Being persevering pays. That's what this book is all about. So let me show you a quote from William Smith. The first quote I'm going to show to back up that axiom, to back up that talent is not enough. He said, I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous. Sickening work ethic. The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. I will not be outworked. Period. You might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. You might be sexier than me. Musician and actor. You might be all of those things. You got it on me in 9 categories. But if you get on the treadmill together, there are 2 things. You are getting off first, or I'm going to die. It's really that simple. Will Smith, award-winning musician and actor. So, greed pays. Doggedness pays. Doggedness is what pursuit is about. Perseverance is what pursuit is about. And now, here another one from Woody Allen, a writer and a film director. 80% of success in life is showing up. My observation was that once a person actually completed a play or a novel, he was well on his way to getting it produced or published, as opposed to a vast majority of people who tell me their ambition is to write, but who strike out on the very first level and indeed never write the play or book. So what have you put off from doing? I'm actually even talking to myself to go back to some books I have not completed, even though I've completed a few and published them, but I need to go a step further. And I want to challenge you that it takes grit, it takes fortitude, it takes tenacity to achieve. It takes constant digging, it takes constant doing it, constant plodding at it, constant working on it. Okay, now Will Smith again says the separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams, who want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. So you can hone your talent by putting hours to develop it, to sharpen it. That's what this means. Everyone that has excelled in the public space, they have had hours put in the private space. They only just show up after putting all the hours. Okay? Now, I want you to see this diagram. Grit. Here, this is a summary of what I've just said. That talent plus effort is skill, and skill plus effort is what comes to achievement. So what do you need to add more? Where are you? Is it in the talent development arena, or in the skill development arena, or achievement arena, in the skill arena or the achievement arena? If you are in the arena of skill, you need to work on your talent, putting more hours into it. Oh, I remember a book written by Malcolm Gladwell. What's this book again? I have it on I have somewhere. I've forgotten the book again. Yeah. I've forgotten the name of the book. But the book talks so much about 10,000 hours. By the time you have put 10,000 hours to a talent, you will have well developed it. because Malcolm Gladwell did a research whereby he found out that majority of people who are excelling in their industry, they are people who are putting minimum of 10,000 hours into what they are doing. Minimum of 10,000 hours goes to say about it's almost more than 10, about 10 years. Constant working on things, constant working on the same thing. And after acquiring the skills, still they don't rest on their horse. They keep rowing their boat. They keep rowing their boat until they get to their harbor. So there you could see skill and effort brings achievement. Talent and effort brings skill, but skill and effort brings achievement. Now, goals generally tend to exist at several levels. We have first level, we have second level, and we also have third levels. Now, let me read the next thing and then I'll come back to this. Now, as you can see in what I've shown above, your top level goals are what you ultimately want to achieve with your life or career. Usually it's singular. As you can see from this diagram, looking at this triangle, the first box within the triangle at the top is your singular goal, your lifetime achievement. But then it gets broken down into the second level and get broken down into the third level. And now by the time it gets to the second level, you then break those top level goals into several middle level goals, which are areas you are working on. You are daily working on. You are working on. However, the final level, the third level, signify when you finally break those middle level goals down again into low level goals, which are tasks for your daily or short term to-do list. Now let me go back to that again. So your life goal or career goal is first level, singular. You can't allow it to be divided. A vision is usually unitary. It cannot be divided. The moment it's divided, it's distraction. It becomes division. It becomes divide. It becomes division. It becomes digression. It becomes diversion. You become diverted. However, the second is why when you break the first goal to achievable middle level, and then for short-term goals, and then the last one, daily task you're doing to achieve the middle one, because the middle one will eventually lead to the unit 3, to the level, the top level. Okay, now as I've explained that grit arises when you have the same top level goal or goes for an extended period of time. When you are singular in your resolve, when you are singular in your pursuit, that goal becomes your life's philosophy. And it is something so interesting and so important, you organize a great deal of your waking times, activities around that goal. People with lots of grit focus on achieving the same top level goal over a career or a lifetime, but are then flexible about the lower level goals they pursue. Remember, what we're talking about here is about pursuit. So, scientists have shown quite definitely that both nature and nurture play a role in determining how much grit you have. What's nature? What's nurture? Nature has to do with your temperament. Nature has to do with your personality. But the nurture has to do with your background, the environment in which you grow, the environment that have molded you. Nature and nurture. You see, nature can be molded, can be modified by nurture. Now, sometimes some people will say they were born in the ghetto, but you don't have to die in the ghetto. Yeah, that's your nurturing environment. But you can change the environment. The environment can be changed. You can decide to say, yeah, I was born in the ghetto, but I'm not going to die in the ghetto. So how do I get out of this ghetto? It takes a strategic plan. But your aim is to be free from ghetto. You don't want the hold of ghetto to hold you back. So Here, scientists have shown quite definitively that both nature and nurture play a role in determining how much grit you have. Furthermore, numerous studies have also shown grit tends to increase with age. So there is hope for you. So the older you get, here is saying grit tends to increase with age. So you can't give up on yourself just because you are 40s, you are 30s, you are 50s, and you have we have a spiritual father that we submit to here in United Kingdom, who went back to study law at 60, about 7 years ago. He's finished his master's. He finished the first degree. He finished the master's. He's done the international arbitration qualification. He's an international arbitrator now. It's not only that, he's studying to be a solicitor now. He's studying to be an advocate. Studying advocacy, whereby he can appear in court all within the period of 7 years. He was very determined. In fact, he challenged us, those of us who are following him. So, this proves, scientists' findings prove what we have seen our spiritual father, Apostle Alfred Williams, do. That grit tends to increase with age. Tenacity tends to increase with age. Grit grows as people figure out their life philosophy, top level goals. As your life goal becomes clearer, then you become more gritty, if there is a word. Yes, you become more tenacious. That no, I want to spend my life to achieve this, so I can spend my life to serve humanity with this. So, and become more selective about which mid and lower level goals should be abandoned and which should be pursued with tenacity. Did you get that? So we're talking about grit, we're talking about tenacity, we're talking about doggedness, we're talking about perseverance, combined with passion you have. What passion have you got? What's your goal for this year? Your goal for this, your purpose for this year should be a free flow from your goal for your life. So, now, see it again. With more study, it has become clear grit can be grown both from the outside in or from the inside out. The fourth diagram on the left shows grit growing from inside of you. Grit from tenacity, from saying, no, I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to have to, coming from the inside, self-motivation. Whereas the second diagram is showing grit coming from the outside through inspiration, putting yourself in the path of those who have done better than you to be able to receive inspiration from them. So grit can grow both from outside of you and from the inside of you. I will even love the idea of, but we are combining both actually, that you are growing in grit both through inspiration and perspiration, and through inspiration and perspiration. Pull it that way. Grit can be grown. You can increase the coefficient. You can increase the level, the measure of your grit, both by being internally motivated or by being externally inspired. That's what grit does. That's how you can get grit. Now, here this quote from Angela Duckworth from her book, Grit by Angela Duckworth. It says, our potential is one thing. What we do with it is quite another. Our potential is one thing. What we do with it is quite another. If you don't give perseverance, it's nothing but an expression of laziness. So, if you are good, if you are talented, you need to put more. One footballer that stands out, even when many of his age mates have retired, is one guy called Cristiano Ronaldo. how his mate have testified to the fact that his work ethic, apart from the field of play that he subjects himself to, is an enviable work ethic. He puts himself through rigorous training patterns. No wonder he's still lasting while others have retired. And that means he's still earning when others are not earning anymore. So Angela Duckworth also says in her book, "Grit predicts success." Show me a success. Show me somebody who has grit. I can show you somebody who's going to be successful. Regardless of specific attributes and advantages that help someone succeed in diverse domains of challenge, grit matters in all of them. Grit matters in all of them. Tenacity matters in all of them. Being tenacious, being driven, being persevering matters in all of them. Being dogged matters in all of them. Here another one by Angela Duckworth. He says, many of us, it seems, quit what we start far too early and far too often. Even more than the effort a gritty person puts in on a single day. What matters is that they wake up the next day and the next, ready to get on that treadmill and keep going. This is what this book is all about. It's about developing grit, passion, and perseverance. Passion and perseverance. And so, it is important for you to ask yourself, where do I need to persevere? Ask yourself that, who are the people at the very top of my field? Now, I need to read it from what Angela Duckworth says. So, who are the people at the very top of your field? What are they like? What do you think makes them special? Many of the people I talked to could also recount tales of rising stars who, to everyone's surprise, dropped out or lost interest before they could realize their potential. No matter the domain, the highly successful had a kind of ferocious determination that played out in two ways. First, these exemplars were unusually resilient and hardworking. Second, they knew in a very, very deep way that what it was they wanted. They knew what they wanted. They not only had determination, they had direction. It was this combination of passion and perseverance that made high achievers special. In a word, they had grit. The great thing about grit is there is now solid scientific evidence grit can be grown and increased systematically. In particular, grit can be grown from the inside out and from the outside in. This is a character trait which most definitely can be nurtured and enhanced in your own life and career. This was Angela Duckworth saying the same thing. Success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It's courage that can't. John Wooden, a basketball coach. I hope you've been blessed by this. I've finished the first part of it. There are 3 parts to these summaries. I've just finished that. And I pray you will be able to get something out of it. You can always come back to this broadcast on Facebook or YouTube and play it again and again and be challenged by it. It is grit that makes the word of God encourage us, looking up unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endure. When you're talking about perseverance, you're talking about endurance. Faith is revealed through endurance. Hebrews 6:12 says, we should not be slothful, but be diligent to follow after those who by faith and patience inherit the promises. So patience is also perseverance. Faith, patience, perseverance, endurance, determination. All these are what constitute grit. I beg your pardon. So I want to encourage you tonight, since there is scientific evidence that your grit can grow both from within and outside. Check how best do you grow your grit. Mine comes through mostly through inspiration. My inspiration is what eventually, my inspiration from my side is what eventually leads to motivation from inside. I pray that this word will help you even this month as you focus, as you pursue the purpose of God, as you pursue the purpose of God for your life, as you pursue your goal for this year. Next week, we'll be looking at how to grow grit from the inside out. From the inside out. We can grow grit by working on ourselves, or from the inside out. And to do that, we require 4 things that we will look at next week. And then the following week afterwards, we will look at how to grow grit from the outside in. And 3 things we will look at for that. I hope you've been blessed with this broadcast tonight. We've come to the end of today's broadcast. I'd like to encourage you to be of a blessing with the little I have shared in these 45 minutes with you, and that I trust God that you have been tremendously blessed. Be also of a blessing to us. He said, if you have shared spiritual, even mental things with you, so you can share practical things with us. That's our ministry's bank account. Can be of a blessing to us, and you will see God also open the doors of blessing unto you. It's a great pleasure to have served you tonight with this, with what I have covered here tonight. So see you on Sunday by the grace of God. And don't forget the marriage enrichment weekend coming up next weekend, on Friday next week. Oh, I beg your pardon, we will not meet for the empowerment hour next Friday again, because we have marriage enrichment weekend, whereby we are looking at how couples need to pray together in marriage, learning to do spiritual warfare over their marriage. But I believe that you have been blessed tonight. So when next we meet, which will be about 2 weeks time, I hope to see you. I hope you will join me again. But join us if you live in the vicinity of Luton on this Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. during our Sunday service. God bless you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord makes His face to shine upon you. The Lord be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His countenance towards you. The Lord grant you peace. But this shall the name of the Lord rest upon you. The Lord will indeed bless you, and you will walk in His favor. In the mighty name of our Lord Jesus. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. See you Sunday by God's grace, or next Wednesday during the empowerment hour. Thank you. God bless you. Bye bye.